And you're also hearing she is still not going to speak tonight. Donald Trump, momentarily, we assume he will be speaking, addressing that very enthusiastic crowd there, but she won't.
We don't have any indication that the plans that John Podesta, her campaign chairman, announced publicly are going to change, but it's pretty clear that phone call gave a green light to Donald Trump to make his speech.
So if her aides, Jake, are telling her it's over, and she makes that phone call to Donald Trump congratulating him on winning the presidency, they've given up at this point, and Hillary Clinton has done what she thinks is the right thing.
Well, they can look at the map and see the facts and the math, and the fact is that as John King has been saying now for some time, if you look at Pennsylvania, there just are not the votes there for Hillary Clinton. It's impossible to think that she's going to win that state, and if Donald Trump wins that state, that's the enchilada. That's the whole ballgame.
You know, it's at a moment that we want to make another major projection right now. And CNN projects that Donald Trump will win the state of Arizona with its 11 electoral votes. Donald Trump wins Arizona. 68% of the vote is in. He's got a nearly 80,000 vote lead. Donald Trump will carry Arizona. So let's take a look at the electoral map right now. You see Donald Trump. He has 268 electoral votes. He needs 2 more to become president of the United States, president-elect of the United States. She has 215. Take a look at that, 268 electoral votes, 268 votes for Donald Trump. Jim Acosta, you're over there at Donald Trump headquarters of the New York Hilton Hotel in New York. They're pretty excited right now.
Wolf, it certainly feels like a victory party now. They are just jubilant here at Trump campaign headquarters. I just talked to a Trump campaign official a few moments ago and asked whether or not Donald Trump will address what John Podesta said over at the Javits Center here in Midtown Manhattan earlier this evening. And this official said, no, Donald Trump will address the American people. So we are waiting for that to happen any moment now. We understand he's in the building. And from talking to a number of Trump campaign officials, they are all responding with basically the same reaction. They're just as shocked as everybody else. Now, you'll probably talk to some people high up in the inner circle who will say, oh, no, we knew this all along. But I've talked to a number of senior Trump campaign officials down to the advanced staffers that we see out on the campaign trail on an everyday basis. They are shocked. They themselves cannot believe the upset that we're all witnessing, which is obviously one of the most stunning political upsets in recent American history. Now, as for what Donald Trump is going to say during this speech, Wolf, we do expect Donald Trump, as the 45th president-elect of the United States, to try to bring the country together, to try to say something to the American people that will begin this process of healing. They're going up in cheers one more time, Wolf, because the word is spreading throughout this room. It's up on the screens that Donald Trump is about to become the next president-elect of the United States. But in addition to trying to bring the country together, he's going to be thanking the people who made this movement happen. You know, there were a lot of doubters from all stripes, Democrats and Republicans, who didn't think this moment would happen. But it's happening, Wolf.
268 electoral votes. That's what we have projected so far. You need 270. You see Mike Pence, the vice presidential running mate, and his wife. They're walking in. I'm sure Donald Trump's family will be walking in, and then, of course, Donald Trump himself will be walking in. He's going to be addressing this very enthusiastic crowd over at the New York Hilton Hotel in Manhattan. Hillary Clinton has announced through John Podesta that she will not be speaking tonight, although we have now learned that Hillary Clinton did phone Donald Trump and congratulated him on what she said would be his victory. There's Mike Pence, the vice presidential running mate, with his family. Very, very excited. Very enthusiastic crowd
Pence
over there. There's Mike Pence. Let's talk. Let's get Sarah Murray. Sarah Murray, you're over there as well. This crowd, clearly, it's a very excited. Pence. Well, hold on a second, because looks like Mike Pence is going to speak first. Presumably, will introduce Donald Trump. Let's listen in to Mike Pence, the governor of Indiana, the vice presidential running mate.
Now come on this side. This is a historic night. The American people have spoken, and the American people have elected their new champion. America has elected a new president, and it's almost hard for me to express the honor that I and my family feel that we will have the privilege to serve as your Vice President of the United States of America. I come to this moment deeply humbled, grateful to God for his amazing grace. Grateful to my family, my wonderful wife Karen, our son Michael and his fiancée Sarah, our daughter Audrey, far away, and our daughter Charlotte. I could not be here without them. And I'm deeply grateful to the American people for placing their confidence in this team and giving us this opportunity to serve. And I'm mostly grateful to our president-elect, whose leadership and vision will make America great again. So let me say, it is my high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you the President-elect of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency. The business tycoon and TV personality capping his improbable political journey with an astounding upset victory. Donald J. Trump will become the 45th president of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton in a campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. Donald Trump wins the presidency of the United States. He is now going to be called President-elect Donald Trump. He's walking up right now. You see him right there. He's going to be speaking momentarily. He's got his wife there. History has been made. Jake, this is a moment a lot of people are going to remember.
Well, the first time in the history of this country that somebody who has never held any job in government or the military being elected to the presidency. He is going to be moving from Fifth Avenue to Pennsylvania Avenue. I think it's a moment that a lot of people in his inner circle did not even think would ever happen, but it was a decisive win. There are still outstanding states that we haven't even called yet, but because his win was so overwhelming, we're calling it right now.
He's there with his wife Melania, his son Barron. He's going up to the microphones. He's going to be having a victory speech. I assume he'll mention the phone call he received just a little while ago from Hillary Clinton, in which she conceded. She congratulated him on becoming president-elect of the United States. Dana, this is a moment few anticipated.
Except if your name is Donald J. Trump, who said Brexit plus plus, and we'll analyze the results, but that looks like that's exactly what this is right now. So many things to look at and think about in what the new Trump-led world here in Washington is going to be like. A Donald Trump governing, a Donald Trump taking over the institutions that he called rigged so many times.
And here he comes to the microphone. Donald Trump is going to speak.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated. Thank you very much. I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory. And I congratulated her and her family on a very, very hard-fought campaign. I mean, she fought very hard. Hillary has worked very long and very hard over a long period of time, and we owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country. I mean that very sincerely. Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. Have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people. It's time. I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me. For those who have chosen not to support me in the past, of which there were a few people, I'm reaching out to you for your guidance and your help so that we can work together and unify our great country. As I've said from the beginning, ours was not a campaign, but rather an incredible and great movement made up of millions of hardworking men and women who love their country and want a better, brighter future for themselves and for their family. It's a movement comprised of Americans from all races, religions, backgrounds, and beliefs who want and expect our government to serve the people, and serve the people it will. Working together, we will begin the urgent task of rebuilding our nation and renewing the American dream. I've spent my entire life in business looking at the untapped potential in projects and in people all over the world. That is now what I want to do for our country. Tremendous potential. I've gotten to know our country so well. Tremendous potential. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Every single American will have the opportunity to realize his or her fullest potential. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. We are going to fix our inner cities and rebuild our highways, bridges, tunnels, airports, schools, hospitals. We're going to rebuild our infrastructure, which will become, by the way, second to none. And we will put millions of our people to work as we rebuild it. We will also finally take care of our great veterans. We've been so loyal, and I've gotten to know so many over this 18-month journey. The time I've spent with them during this campaign has been among my greatest honors. Our veterans are incredible people. We will embark upon a project of national growth and renewal. I will harness the creative talents of our people, and we will call upon the best and brightest to leverage their tremendous talent for the benefit of all. It's going to happen. We have a great economic plan. We will double our growth and have the strongest economy anywhere in the world. At the same time, we will get along with all other nations willing to get along with us. We will be. We'll have great relationships. We expect to have great relationships. No dream is too big. No challenge is too great. Nothing we want for our future is beyond our reach. America will no longer settle for anything less than the best. We must reclaim our country's destiny and dream big and bold and daring We have to do that. We're going to dream of things for our country, and beautiful things, and successful things once again. I want to tell the world community that while we will always put America's interests first, we will deal fairly with everyone, all people and all other nations. We will seek common ground, not hostility, partnership, not conflict. And now, I'd like to take this moment to thank some of the people who really helped me with this, what they are calling tonight, very, very historic victory. First, I want to thank my parents, who I know are looking down on me right now. Great people. I've learned so much from them. They were wonderful in every regard. I had truly great parents. I also want to thank my sisters, Marianne and Elizabeth, who are here with us tonight. And where are they? They're here someplace. They're very shy, actually. And my brother Robert, my great friend. Where is Robert? Where is Robert? My brother Robert. And they should all be on this stage, but that's okay. They are great. And also my late brother Fred, great guy, fantastic guy. Fantastic family. I was very lucky. Great brothers, sisters, great, unbelievable parents. To Melania and Don, and Ivanka, and Eric, and Tiffany, and Barron. I love you and I thank you, and especially for putting up with all of those hours. This was tough. This was tough. This political stuff is nasty and it's tough. So I want to thank my family very much. Really fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you all. And Lara, unbelievable job. Unbelievable. Vanessa, thank you. Thank you very much. What a great group. You've all given me such incredible support, and I will tell you that we have a large group of people. You know, they kept saying we have a small staff. Not so small. Look at all the people that we have. Look at all of these people. And Kellyanne, and Chris, and Rudy, and Steve, and David. We have got tremendously talented people up here, and I want to tell you, it's been very, very special. I want to give a very special thanks to our former mayor, Rudy Giuliani. Unbelievable. He traveled with us and he went through meetings. And see that, Rudy? Never changes. Where's Rudy? Where is he? Rudy. Governor Chris Christie, folks, was unbelievable. Thank you, Chris. The first man, first senator, first major politician, and let me tell you, he is highly respected in Washington because he's as smart as you get. Senator Jeff Sessions. Where's Jeff? Great man. Another great man, very tough competitor. He was not easy. He was not easy. Who is that? Is that the mayor that showed up? Is that Rudy? Oh, Rudy got up here. Another great man who has been really a friend to me, but I'll tell you, I got to know him as a competitor. Dr. Ben Carson. Where's Ben? Where is Ben? And by the way, Mike Huckabee is here someplace, and he is fantastic. Mike and his family, Sarah, thank you very much. General Mike Flynn. Where is Mike? And General Kellogg. We have over 200 generals and admirals that have endorsed our campaign. And they're special people, and it's really an honor. We have 22 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. We have just tremendous people. A very special person who believed me, and I'd read reports that I wasn't getting along with him. I never had a bad second with him. He's an unbelievable star. He is, that's right, how did you possibly guess? So let me tell you about Reince. And I've said this. I said, Reince, and I know it. Look at all those people over there. I know it. Reince is a superstar. But I said, they can't call you a superstar, Reince, unless we win. Because you can't be called a superstar like Secretariat. If Secretariat came in second, Secretariat would not have that big, beautiful bronze bus at the track at Belmont. But I'll tell you, Reince is really a star. And he is the hardest working guy. And in a certain way, I did this. Reince, come up here. Where is Reince? Get over here, Reince. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's about time you did this, Reince. Oh, my God. Yeah, say a few words. No, come on. Say something.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States, Donald Trump. Thank you. It's been an honor. God bless. Thank God. You bet.
Amazing guy. Our partnership with the RNC was so important to the success and what we've done. So I also have to say I've gotten to know some incredible people, the Secret Service people. They're tough, and they're smart, and they're sharp, and I don't want to mess around with them, I can tell you. And when I want to go and wave to a big group of people and they rip me down and put me back down in the seat, but they are fantastic people, so I want to thank the Secret Service. And law enforcement in New York City, they're here tonight. These are spectacular people, sometimes underappreciated, unfortunately, but we appreciate them. We know what they go through. So it's been what they call a historic event. But to be really historic, we have to do a great job. And I promise you that I will not let you down. We will do a great job. We will do a great job. I look very much forward to being your president. And hopefully at the end of 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or maybe even 8 years, you will say, so many of you worked so hard for us, but you will say that that was something that you were very proud to do, and I can thank you very much. And I can only say that while the campaign is over, our work on this movement is now really just beginning. We're going to get to work immediately for the American people. And we're going to be doing a job that hopefully you'll be so proud of your president. You'll be so proud. Again, it's my honor. It was an amazing evening. It's been an amazing 2-year period. And I love this country. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to Mike Pence. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Thank you.
An amazing moment in American history. Donald J. Trump with his family there after thanking all of his supporters, all of his key staff, his family members, having a very gracious speech, thanking Hillary Clinton for calling him a little while ago to congratulate him on becoming president-elect of the United States. He thanked her. He thanked her for her service. He was very gracious toward her. There you see him kissing his daughter and his family members over there. Donald Trump the president-elect of the United States. What an historic moment. This is what an improbable moment. You see Chris Christie there. You saw Rudy Giuliani. You saw all of his top aides, including Reince Priebus, the chairman of the Republican National Committee, who worked very, very hard. Steve Bannon is there. All of his supporters are there. Omarosa from his days in reality TV, Jake. This is, how improbable is this, what we're seeing right now, that Donald Trump has defeated Hillary Clinton to become president-elect of the United States?
There has never been anyone elected to the presidency of this country who had not at least served in government or the military before. He is as much of an outsider as possible, using those as the parameters. It's quite remarkable, and it really says something very different about the world that we're in now and what at least a plurality of Americans want. It was on this day in 1989 that the Berlin Wall started to come down, and now in 2016 the U.S. has just elected somebody who one of his policy proposals, perhaps his main policy proposal, is building a wall so many years after that Berlin Wall came down. It is a time when the United States seems to be saying to its leaders, we want more attention paid to what's going on here at home.
And you see him walking into that crowd. It's after 3 a.m. here on the East Coast. He's in New York City. Didn't carry his home state of New York, but he got more than enough electoral votes, Dana, to become the president-elect of the United States. And he pledged to work with Democrats. He said even those who didn't support him, he said there were a few, he said he pledged to work with them going forward.
And we should take a moment to talk about the beginning of that speech, because I was told by a Trump advisor it was going to be gracious, and it was. It was. He hit all of the notes and all of the tone, broad tone, that a winner is supposed to hit. First of all, calling out Hillary Clinton by name, saying that she ran a good race, reaching out to her supporters, and saying that he is going to try to bring this country together. That is precisely what he should do. And it was, sort of a little bit jarring for people who went to his rallies and listened to him throughout the campaign, because his speeches then were quite different. Now, he actually got what he wanted, to play on the song that we're listening to, and he realizes that he does have to succeed. His whole life is about succeeding. He succeeded in winning. Now he's got to actually do the job. And that's a whole different ballgame.
Now he's got to become, after being president-elect, president of the United States, John. And you and I spent a lot of time at that magic wall. He did it impressively, cracking her so-called blue wall.
It is stunning what he has done when you look at that map. You look at whether it's temporary or permanent, a major realignment of the electoral map, the way we have elected presidents, coming after two very convincing Democratic wins. Both of the Obama victories were not just wins, they were huge wins when it comes to electoral college perspective. Guess what? As we have a couple more states to count, Donald Trump is going to pass 300, and he's going to get close to where President Obama was when he won 4 years ago. And that's stunning because he flipped a Florida, he flipped in Ohio, he flipped a Wisconsin. It looks like he's going to flip Michigan and Pennsylvania. That is stunning. You just look at that, you look at how we have elected presidents for the last 20 years. That is, now, this is a man very few people gave any chance of being the Republican nominee. Then in the last several weeks, very few people gave any chance of being the president of the United States. His biggest challenge just started. This country is ripped apart by this campaign, and he is going to have to now, in 2 months, put together a government. And he's going to meet in the next 48 hours with a president of the United States that he spent several years saying was illegitimate. This is just a remarkable moment. This is history, and give the man his due, and give his team their due. The real challenge starts now, uniting this country. But the speech, remember, he was saying days ago he would appoint a special prosecutor. He was very conciliatory about Hillary Clinton at the top of that speech. We'll see if this carries on and what his supporters demand from him.
And we're talking about the challenges he faces. If you look at the exit polls, I don't want to spend too much time on this because he just won, but if you look at the exit polls, voters, a majority of voters, including voters who voted for him, still have very serious concerns about him. They don't think Hillary Clinton was honest and trustworthy. They also don't think he's honest and trustworthy. They don't think he's qualified. They don't think he has the temperament to be president. And they are concerned about what's going to happen now. So obviously the qualities he has were considered superior to the qualities that Hillary Clinton has, but he still has work to do.
David Chalian, this is a very impressive win. Not just a win, not a narrow win. This is a very impressive win.
He has acquired, we're not even done counting potentially his electoral vote total. He's acquired more electoral votes than George W. Bush did in either one of his victories in 2000 or 2004. He's also going to inherit an entirely Republican Washington, a Republican House, a Republican Senate.
Yep.
He's going to name Antonin Scalia's replacement to the Supreme Court. This is going to be a town that is completely molded now. Donald Trump